Here's some breaking news inside Pool Magazine.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is day 7 of the Derby City Classic. We're in Louisville, Kentucky, and this is the Inside Pool Extreme Press Box. I'm Aaron Setley, along with Rachel Abink, and our guest today is the Lion.
Yeah, well, he'll just run the replay on the.
I think we're good. We're good. And let's leave Bruce alone because he's tied up with that book like he's going crazy.
Yeah, that's. Hey, I don't want to bother. The thing is, guys, is I get a running total anyway. You know, on the screen, so.
What's going on?
Well, we're not going to bother Bruce. We're working on that book, so we'll just kind of check ourselves.
He just asked me to have some of the package.
Whatever. You know, we were just saying.
Yeah, he just asked me to.
Doing out so much like.
He just asked me to come down.
There's my job.
Like, you know, Jason and Bruce. We'll work with it.
I mean, I'm only.
And we'll come out for the.
Yeah, but even so, we can even do it there.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Just
Okay.
check your full.
Welcome back.
Here we are again.
I thought you were going to sleep here last night.
No.
Oh, you know what?
See, I had to get her home by a
later.
certain time.
Oh,
Otherwise, I don't get to come next year. Yes, or I don't get to come next year.
Yes, I was like, you gotta have me while I'm still happy. When I get tired and cranky. So here we are. Oh.
We will.
All right. First players for practice will be Andy Siegel.
And
Andy,
that
Jimmy,
makes
and
it
then
even worse.
Yeah, I think so.
I was never any good at any of those. That's why he's better at this than me.
Get ready to start. That's an old camera case, isn't it? And I have one. That's why
Well, the passing lane or the trap or any of the one passing lanes. Because all of them are level for.
Well, I don't know about the cat. I can't say that today.
Okay.
I just don't have a cue ball.
You don't have a cue ball?
Oh, it's in here.
Yeah, it keeps out one end one time, the other time.
Yes.
I haven't quite figured out how to.
Same thing. Man, I love your pink shirt. That's really good.
Thank you.
You got it from John Schmidt.
Oh, it's good.
All right.
You would all look lovely in pink.
All right, I guess it went the other way around. Thanks, John.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Next time.
Right.
I'm going to wear a picture. I'm going to wait on Andy.
Are we going to get something to eat or what?
Let's do it, Andy.
Fancy
All
vests.
right. 3,
and
2,
sparkle.
1, go.
I'm a big fan of that. The red is good. Like the fashion.
Can I do it that way?
You're good.
Sure.
You got the little pop of color.
Well, I think when you shot those three, you should try to get the third one to go in first. You might have to jump it though, because they're awfully straight line. Oh yeah, less like.
You want to stand on the other side.
Right. I wonder how many shots to the back of my head they had on that stream last night. Okay, you guys ready? Oh, the phone is not ready, so hold on. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. I get that last miscue out of the way. Oh, you just tap it. Oh, I didn't say
I think I'll move it.
Hey, Andy, when it comes time, I'll take care of it. Yeah, you take care of it, and I'll loan you your glasses. They won't notice the difference.
Get it? Get a check from the chat room. Let me know how the audio is. Appreciate that. You're joining us here at the 2010 Artistic Pool Masters here in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. I'm your host for at least this match, Jason the Michigan Kid Lynch. And got a good match coming up for you. Our current our current #1 player in the world, Andy Stiegel's coming to the table. And we are actually in the jump and the Masse categories, disciplines 7 and 8 in the artistic pool format we have for you for this weekend. And players have the option of shooting any one of 3 different 6-point shots in the jump discipline and also the Masse discipline. And Andy has chosen my favorite 6-point shot. He has the 3 balls frozen to each other in a line on each side of the side pocket. He's going to jump over 3 blocking balls into the corner. Good so far. Now comes the hard part. Always remark as an artistic pool player, a trick shot artist, that you leave me a trick shot, I'll make it. You leave me a straight in shot, you might have a chance. So Andy working on his second set of jumps here. Looking good so far now. Six points for the Magic Man, working his magic here at the Masters. Coming to the table, we have Jim Glanville, and affectionately known as the General. Jimmy's had a really good round up to this point. Jim actually has a chance of making the playoffs here in the tournament. Jim is a stranger artistic pool. He's been around for a few years at our events, and he placed 18th at the 2007 U.S. Open, 21st at the 2008 Masters, and also 21st at the 2009 Masters. And he's currently ranked 29th in the world. No score on the first attempt for Jim Glanville. Now, one thing about the scoring here this weekend. On a first attempt, we give the full difficulty rating for a point value. On a second attempt, we move it down 1. Third attempt, down 1. So right now he's working on a 4-point shot. Good score for Jim Glanville, 4 points. And Coach coming to the table on the stream table. And what he's going to do is, looks like he's setting up his 6-point shot in the jump category. Yep, same ring a ball jump. This is a shot that actually can come up in a game of 8-ball or 9-ball. I actually have played this shot. What you're going to want to do is punch it's almost like a punch stroke into the rail, and the cue ball elevates a little bit, hits the crown of the rail, and because you're above the center line of the cue ball, it actually jumps over the ring of balls and banks down table to pocket a ball in the corner pocket. Not a problem for Coach, 6 points. And so we're off and running. Players have finished their first shot here in the jump category. And here comes the General back to the table, Jim Glanville. And this is going to be his 7-point shot. And looks like Jim's going to set up a one-handed jump shot here. He's got a cluster of 6 balls that are between the first and second diamond. And they're in front of the cue ball. The cue ball has to actually be on the 1-1 diamond line. 1-1 diamond box closest to the corner pocket where he's at. Ball is jawed in the corner pocket. He's going to jump over the cluster of 6 balls and pocket a ball in the corner pocket. It's a 7-point shot. First attempt for Jim Glanville, good for 7 points. Bringing his total up to 11 points. And we're moving right along, guys. Here comes Coach back to the table. Coach looking at a one-handed jump shot also with a cluster of 6 balls there on the table. First attempt make will be 7 points. No score on the first attempt. We're going to pull away that banner there so we can actually see Coach's face. We apologize for the glare off from Coach's head. We actually got a good picture of Coach and 2 of the other players that painted pool balls on top of their heads the one time they put a red dot. Yeah, it's worth 6 points on a second attempt for Coach out there. You know, how we've got the red dot cue balls. Well, we have 3 individuals with a good sense of humor that put a red dot on top of their heads. Coming to the table, Andy Siegel, the #1 player in the world. No stranger to this event. And he stands currently at 6 points, and he's going to shoot the same direction. We're going to pull that banner once again so you can actually see Andy as he's hitting the shot. No sense in cutting him off above the shoulders there. Again, this is a 7-point shot if he makes it on the first attempt. And we're going to hopefully get one of the other artistic pool players here in the booth with us, just so we have a little more than just me talking at you. Second attempt coming up for Andy Siegel. Okay, no score there. Looking at the third attempt here. We'll see if Andy can get that stroke a little bit straighter here. And hopefully connect with his next attempt. There we go. Good adjustment by Andy Siegel. Good for 5 points in the jump category. Added to his 6. We're looking at 11 points for the current world, or the current #1 player in the world. Coach coming to the table. And oh, this is a neat little shot. This is actually a jump kick shot. And what Coach is going to attempt to do here is, you'll see the cue ball right there. He's going to attempt to jump it over that row of 5 balls. Now, those 5 balls are actually 2 balls widths away from the rail. So it's a tight jump there. And that's a Dr. Popper jump cue there. It's a jump cue that's invented by one of the artistic pool players, the other ones, Mark Dimmick, affectionately known as Dr. Popper. So, first attempt coming up for Jim. No score in the first attempt. Second attempt. Second attempt on this shot is going to be 7 points. This is an 8-point shot. As I said earlier today, that as the attempts go up, the point value goes down. So an 8-point shot on the second attempt is worth 7. Third attempt coming up for Jim or Coach. No score there. Good attempts by Coach out there. Yep. There was a question on the chat room about Mike Masse. Mike Masse, obviously, the one person in the world known most for trick shots. And I believe probably every one of these trick shot artists in the room have his book in their library. Mike is actually not playing in the event right now. Mike is retired from ranking tournaments. And most people know that Mike has really done everything that you can do in the sport, including 8-ball, 9-ball, snooker, trick shots. And he was inducted into the BCA Hall of Fame a few years ago with actually Robin Dotson, a former world champion in her own right. So congratulations to Mike on his many achievements throughout his life. And we do see him at the tournaments. He was here yesterday in the audience, and wish him all the best in his future endeavors. Andy Siegel coming to the table on our stream, and Andy's setting up a jump shot. This is actually one of the shots that was required at the World Championships in 2008. See a row of 5 balls lined up corner to corner on the pool table, and what he's going to attempt to do is the back ball. He's going to jump it over the 4 other balls, cross corner into the corner pocket, and then he'll jump the remaining balls one at a time over the balls. So basically, you've got a jump over 4 balls, a jump over 3, a jump over 2, a jump over 1 ball, which is kind of a reach for any of the players. And then the last shot is just a straight in, basically just a pool shot, but using the jump cue. So first attempt coming up for the Magic Man on the stream table. Second attempt coming up for Andy. And just a reminder, you can actually check out more videos of trick shots on InsidePoolMag.com, as well as instructional and everything going on in the pool world. Really, Inside Pool Mag is really the source for what you need as far as any one of our disciplines, from 8-ball, 9-ball, straight pool to the trick shots. So InsidePoolMag.com. And Andy's setting up for a second attempt. We'd like to thank our sponsors for this weekend, at least for the stream. Billiard Community, that's where the action is. And their website is www.billiardcommunity.com. It's pretty much kind of like your other networking systems out there, but this is billiard only. So, you got Facebook out there. We've got billiardcommunity.com. You can go and check out pretty much all your contacts in the billiard community and tournaments that are happening. Working on this jump shot here on the stream table. And he had a second shot here of the 5 that he needs to hit. Not connecting there. Well, while Andy's setting back up, we're going to thank our sponsors here, McDermott Hughes, for the weekend.
Bring the world's greatest players right to your front door. Subscribe to Inside Pool for the annual price of just $19.99. Each issue is action-packed with high-impact photos, tournament coverage, in-depth player profiles, and much, much more. Call 888-428-7665. That's 888-428-POOL.
Okay, we shut the camera off for a minute so you didn't see Andy miss that shot. So, didn't want to embarrass him. Just kidding. Jimmy Glanville coming to the table. Working on his next shot in the jump category. I have to laugh a little bit. Tom Rossman's actually on our other table. That's not on the stream. He barely missed a shot and just blew it in. Jimmy Glanville coming up. This is a bank and a jump shot in one. What he's doing is cross banking a ball side and sending the cue ball over the row of balls and going down, following down table to make a ball in the corner pocket. We apologize for any choppiness in the stream. There's a lot of information coming in and out of these cameras this weekend, so just bear with us. Thank you. Jimmy Glanville at the table. Jimmy Glanville at the table, working on his jump bank shot. No score in his second attempt. Third attempt coming up. And this is a... I'm looking at discipline amounts here. This is an 8-point shot. Working on a third attempt right now. This will be worth 6 points if it connects. No score in that attempt, so he stands at 11 points through 3 shots in the jump category. And coming to the table is another player in a second. Roll the commercial. Blank shot. Blank.
4 balls under 1 second in the side pocket.
Are still going on from 5 o'clock, so.
Okay, Andy Siegel, the current #1 player in the world, coming to the pool table. And Andy's setting up the Evel Knievel jump shot, as I affectionately like to call it. You'll see a row of 7 balls there, and the leading ball is actually on the first diamond line. The last ball is on the third diamond line. And you'll have 2 balls frozen together and in line with the corner pocket. And Andy was actually on our commentary yesterday, actually talking about this shot. The 2 balls that are by the side pocket, he's got a little closer to himself, so when he comes over the jump and hits those, they're going to slide forward, and that makes the ball on the side. The ball goes down the rail to the corner pocket. Now you'll notice that ball actually rattled in the pocket a little bit. Players will adjust the throw on this jump shot, because when you're hitting a ball that hard on the side, it'll actually throw that second ball offline a little bit. So hopefully Andy can make the adjustment he needs to make and get a successful attempt. So I hope everybody's enjoying the stream. And if I can get just an audio check from the chat room, I'd very much appreciate it.
So if you combine our 2 attempts, we got nothing.
Ask you how the audio sounds, not how the announcer sounds. See how the audio is coming through? How you doing? Andy Siegel on a second attempt coming up on the stream table. No score on that attempt for Andy. Coming up on the third attempt. Andy Siegel is one of the better jump artists actually in the world. You know, you kind of have to be at the level he plays at. #1 player in the world, and we had a brief time to talk to him yesterday. Never actually thought he'd be in this situation in trick shots. He was always a 9-ball player. Said he was always used to going through a couple rounds and getting knocked out of a tournament, and you know, I really don't think it was his gig. I think this is what he was meant to do. So on a third attempt, that's a 9-point shot. We're going to give him 7 points there. So bringing his total up to 18 points currently. And Jimmy Glanville is actually at the table. We call him the General. And we're going to see how Jimmy does on his next jump shot here. That's a neat little shot. Got a chance. No score on the first attempt. What he's doing is hitting that cue ball into the ball that's frozen behind it. Going 2 rails. And successful attempt for Jimmy Glanville. That's a 9-point shot. $20 points for Jimmy. Moving right along here. Coach coming to the table. And let's see. He's setting up the Evel Knievel jump shot. And while Coach is getting set up, we'll send you off to some of the videos. Actually, some of the things that have been happening around the Billiard Expo this weekend. I had the opportunity to introduce a new product. Jason Lynch, the Michigan Kid, here at the Super Billiards Expo, and we're here with new power cues. This is not NEU, this is PNEU, standing for Pneumatic Power. This is extreme billiards gear for the new century. What we're going to do is we're going to show you a few trick shots with it. You can actually shoot pool with this, but we'll let the stick do the talking instead of me. What we're going to do is actually play the 13 in the side pocket, the 6 down the rail in the corner, and the 7 in the opposite corner pocket. And basically all this is pneumatic powered. It's attached to a paintball gun. What we're going to do is cock it back, aim just like we would a normal cue stick, and pull the trigger. 3 balls, 3 pockets, 1 shot. Now, that's a regular pool shot. What we're going to do now is jump one for you. Same shot, opposite side of the table. Cue ball, we're going to jump over the 8 and the 15. This time we're going to play the 5 in the side pocket, the 10 down the rail in the corner, and play the 14 to the opposite corner pocket. Now this takes a jump stroke. So just like in pool, you're going to elevate the back of the cue. Okay? And make sure we're cocked back. Aim it, and just pull the trigger. Just like that, guys. And we were nice to see this little, we have a victim here in the center of the table. Poor Doc Easter's coming. So we're going to put him there. Set up 2 racks down here on the table. And we're going to show you basically, I mean, this was an easy jump down here. with the 8 and the 15. This is a pretty easy jump, only one ball. Second attempt. Coming up for Coach. First attempt was barely missed ball. Okay, even though we had a successful attempt as far as pocketing balls, the ball he needed to pocket he threw off the table. Any ball leaving the table in artistic pool is actually a no shot. So second attempt finished. We are in the third attempt for Coach, coming up in just a few seconds. Coach's score stands at 12 in the jump category. And this is a 9-point shot. Third attempt worth 7. So we'll see if he can connect here. No score for Coach on our stream table. His score stands at 12. The General will come into the table. And he stands at 20 points right now. We'll see if he can capitalize on the last make and continue his streak. And we're trying to keep you up to date as far as the scoring and the attempts here. As I said earlier, these are disciplines 7 and 8, which are the Masse and the jump. Players have completed the first 6 disciplines, and we're going to get to the update as far as our discipline winners right now. Trick and Fancy discipline, Andy Siegel, 39 points. Our prop and novelty discipline, this was actually a very, very tight race here. Andy Siegel and Nick Nicolaitis both had 36 points, but we have certain criteria to break ties. And what we used here is both players actually had 3 first attempts, same amount of second attempts, but the way the tie was broken, Andy Siegel actually had 23 points on his first attempts, while Nick Nicolaitis had 21. So Andy actually won the prop and novelty discipline also. In the draw discipline, Dave Nangle with 38 points out of 40. Follow discipline, Andy Siegel once again, 37 points out of 40. In the bank kick, Bruce Bartholet with 36 points. And in the stroke category, Jamie Gray with 36 points. And we're moving on to jump and Masse. We had some high scores already. Jamie Gray actually made all 10 jump and Masse shots. And I believe he's got a very good chance of getting 1 discipline medal, if not 2, from that performance. Jimmy Glanville on his on one of his attempts there. That was a neat little shot. 9 points for Jim Glanville. That was a second attempt for him. And moving his score up to 29. Coach coming to the table, looking at his shot. Tim Chen's actually over on the other table, doing very well. He's got a shot at making the playoffs, and plugging right along. So, got some of the top players in the world here in the tournament this weekend. Andy Siegel, Tom Rossman, Nick Nicolaitis, Jamie Gray, Bruce Bartholet, just to name a few. And some up-and-comers like Dave Nangle, 11th in the world, as well as Paul Bucamdano. And some of our... oh, wow, look at this. Unbelievable shot by Coach Barnard. That's actually a shot we affectionately call jump on and beat it. And that's a 10-point shot on a first attempt. The neat thing about that shot is different players will shoot in different ways. I've seen players shoot it with a full-length cue, a jump cue. Basically, your spacing between the balls is critical. You're going to jump the cue ball into the ball in front, and the contact point's very, very minute, with the ball clipping the object ball as it goes over. Cue ball going in first, and the object ball following it. So Andy Siegel's setting up his next shot here. And this is actually a 10-point jump shot. Andy's actually going to set the rack by the side pocket. He's going to set 6 balls in there. Now, the thing is, they're within the rack. The rack is centered on the table. And the only criteria as far as placement is the center point of the rack can't cross the center line of the table. He's going to jump all 6 balls with a one-handed jacked-up stroke into the opposite side pocket without disturbing anything. And we are using right now the Delta racks, and you hear that little ting? Well, that's an indication that the rack was hit with one of the object balls, so that attempt is no good at that point. You can't disturb the rack, and you can't disturb any other ball by any means while you're shooting the shot. So it has to be pretty much a clean shot, let's put it that way. Second attempt for our current #1 player in the world. If you think this is easy, try these shots at home. And you can do that by going to artisticpoolplayers.com. Top of the page there is a place where it says Shot Program. Click on there and be as successful as Andy Siegel on his second attempt for 9 points. Bringing his total for the tournament to 27 for the jump and Masse categories. Now, just for the jump, we haven't even hit the Masse yet. We've got Coach coming to the table, and we apologize for any choppiness in the stream. There's a lot of information coming in and out of the cameras that we're sending out, as well as our scoring systems and everything else. And Coach come to the table. You'll see that Coach has a shortened cue. We use a Masse cue for a lot of the shots that we shoot in these tournaments. It'll be a little heavier cue, normally a little fatter on tip. And Coach is going to be shooting the first shot in the Masse category. This will be his 6-point shot. For those of you following along at home in our program, this is 1C in the Masse category. First attempt for Coach. No score. Second attempt coming up for Coach. This will be worth 5 on a successful attempt if Coach connects. And Coach is doing pretty well. He's at 22 points right now. But it's got a chance. Oh my gosh. What this is this is like a compression follow Masse is kind of what I like to refer to it as. You're actually hitting the cue into the cue ball, getting it to bank and slide off the rail and out far enough to get past the object ball. That ball is actually frozen in the center of the table. And just to let you know, we have had some questions about Florian Kohler. Florian, also known as Venom Trick Shots. Florian's actually, he's here this weekend, but he's not playing in the tournament. We're not going to see Florian on the feed this weekend. He's out promoting his DVD here at the tournament, but not actually playing in the pro event. Abram Diaz has been playing in the event most of the weekend. And I believe Abram has already made the playoff rounds. And so you will probably be seeing Abram on the stream table. I can't guarantee that because we'll be running 2 tables at a 3:30 round and 2 tables at a 5:30 round to keep the stream going. Now, the players right now are shooting for a spot in the playoff rounds. Your top 12 players will get seeded into a 16 bracket, with your top 4 players getting a bye in the first round. And then just like a normal tournament bracket, your 5th seed will play your 12th seed, your 8th and 9th seed will play, as well as your 10th and your 6th seed will play. So, stay tuned. You're going to see the best of the best here as we eliminate and get down to our 2010 Artistic Pool Masters champion here in Valley Forge. I'd like to thank Alan Hopkins for having us out here once again. He's a great promoter of pool and billiards, and especially artistic pool. Andy Siegel on his compression Masse shot in first attempt coming up. Ooh. Second attempt coming up for Andy Siegel. Not a problem for the Andy man, Andy Siegel. Good for 5 points on the second attempt. Proving why that gentleman is one of the better players, or if not the best players in the sport. And you're looking right now at the stream table, and Jim the General Glanville. This guy's had a good tournament so far. He's sitting at 29 points, and we're starting into the Masse category here. So we're going to see if he can keep connecting and keep swinging that cue and being successful. And we had a question about the Yao man, Eric Yao, one of my good friends. Eric actually is not at the tournament this year. Eric's actually in the midst of wedding plans for later on this year. I didn't know whether to congratulate him or feel sorry for him. Just kidding. Actually, his fiance is very, very nice very nice young lady. So I wish them all the best and success in the future as a married couple, and Eric success in artistic pool and also in his chosen profession. He's actually a lawyer. So Eric Yao, kind of a triple threat: a minister, a lawyer, and soon to be a husband. So, and we'll add artistic pool player to that too, I guess. But Eric's been on ESPN and was on Grandmaster, competing with Mike Massey and Semi Saginaw. Actually, really, really neat way to bring a discipline that you would normally see on ESPN to the ESPN viewers. So, current #1 player in the world, Andy Siegel, at the table. And he's looking at trying to connect on his next Masse shot. In just a few minutes, we're going to have our chairperson from Artistic Pool Players coming to the booth, and we'll talk with Stacy Mendrick in just a few minutes. And Stacy and our board members working hard to make sure the tournament runs smoothly this weekend. Artistic Pool is all about adjustments as you're on the table. When you miss the first shot, you make an adjustment. And sometimes running a tournament is all about adjustments. So we thank them for their hard work and their ability to make adjustments on the fly and make this run as smoothly as humanly possible. Andy Siegel at the table, still working on a Masse shot. And this is actually kind of a slide Masse shot, what Andy's trying to do is get the cue ball to slide all the way over to the opposite corner and pocket that ball, and then the English takes and comes backwards along the rail to pocket the secondary ball. I've actually had this come up in a game of 9-ball, and actually did pull the Masse cue out and actually make this shot. Opponent wasn't too happy. I told him, I says, I'd rather miss and look good than make it and look stupid. So, oh no. Yeah, a little too much spin. Come into that short rail a little too much. There's two schools of thought on this shot. To get both the balls outward from the pocket points, and go by pure aim alone. The other option is to hit this with a ton of bottom and inside towards the rail and get it to suck right along the rail to pocket this secondary ball. Looks like Andy's using the ladder. Wow. No score on the third attempt there for Andy on that 7-point shot. His score stands. Right now we're bringing Jimmy Glanville to the table. He stands at 29 points. Jim Glanville to the table, the general. Now, I'm not sure why we have an issue with audio. We're going to try and cure that. We'll see what's going on here. Jimmy Glanville, a successful attempt on his shot. We're at the 7 points. Bring his total to 36 here in the jump and Masse categories. All right, here comes Coach up to the table. And so we'll see what he can do here. If we can get an audio check once again from the chat room and let us know how many of me you're hearing. One of me is enough, I'm sure. And Coach is at the table. He's setting up his Masse shot. Yeah, players right now are going through the jump and Masse categories. Coach is actually doing pretty well so far. He's at 22 points, trying to add to his total to have a good showing here at the Masters for 2010. Okay, it sounds like we're okay as far as audio in the chat room. We've got Coach coming up to the table here. And okay, while Coach is bantering, watch him shoot the machine gun Masse. Good attempt by Coach. And I've got joining me in the booth, Stacy Mendrick, the first lady of trick shots. How you doing, Stacy?
Great. Fun tournament so far, that's for sure.
I believe that was Coach's first attempt on that shot for 7 points. And we've got Jimmy, the General Glanville, coming to the table. Now, we got a funny story about the machine gun Masse with you.
Yes, we do. My very first tournament was in 2007 at the U.S. Open. And Jason here was in my flight for this particular shot. After shooting, we were outside discussing the shot. And of course, the name is Machine Gun Masse. And I was outside, and I was still nervous meeting all the guys and having just come off my flight. So I was talking out outside about the shotgun Masse. And Andy Siegel looks at me and goes, shotgun Masse? What are you talking about? So we, Jason Lynch looks over.
Can I quote?
Yes.
I said, well, have you seen her shoot it? Boom! It's definitely a shotgun Masse. Stacy,
what can I say? I was a little nervous on my first
We had so much fun that weekend.
And this is, to be honest, one of the major reasons why I love being in this sport and with the people that we shoot with. It's a lot different from a lot of other cue sports. You just get this friendships going with everybody. They're all laughing and joking, and they're wishing you good luck. They all clap for each other. It's a very nice setting to shoot pool in.
And Jimmy Glanville, one of those people that you wouldn't mind sharing a pool table with for practice or for play or anything. Jimmy's a great individual, as is everybody here at the tournament, as Stacy mentioned. No score on his attempts on the wall of ball Masse. That's an 8-point shot, but no score on that. Coach coming back to the table. And Coach started out with the APA events out in Las Vegas with Tom, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And then his first event, I believe, was the Artistic Cup 1. So. And
Coach has got one of those laughs that's contagious. Love to see Coach and his smile, and as soon as you hear that, hey, you know exactly who it is.
Oh yeah, and he's one of the people that are always around during other people's rounds, rooting people on.
I always like to see Jimmy at any of the tournaments. So
I believe he's a BCA certified instructor also.
Yeah, he is. He's 29th in the world, so he's done pretty well as far as some of the playing the tournaments he's got into. So Coach is coming to the table. He's going to shoot a shot. This is a rocket Masse. This is one of my favorite shots, actually. And hit the cue ball into the ball and going like 20 rails around the table. And we'll try a different thing.
Yeah. New shot.
New shot. The thing is, we invent new shots by missing old shots in creative ways. I've currently made 3,429 different shots.
Yeah.
From missing 40.
Absolutely. It is the classic way to create a new trick shot is by missing one that's already been created. Oh, that's a great idea. Let me try that again.
And what Jim's trying to do, Coach, is pocketing that ball in the corner, sucking that cue ball down the rail, and hitting that combination to the side pocket, sending the carom ball over to the opposite corner. And now we'll see if he can connect on his third attempt here. This shot is actually worth 8 points, and we go down in value as the attempts go up. So 8, 7, 6 would be a successful point total for a third make. Now, a little bit about the shot program. We've changed it a little bit over the years.
Yeah.
We used to be anywhere from a 5-point to up to a 12, wasn't it?
Yes.
At one time.
Yep.
And, different discipline values and point values and things. And we've actually made it a little easier for scoring and the way it looks on paper. The most you can score in each one of the disciplines is 40 points, right?
Correct, yes. 40 points for each one. A perfect discipline would be 40 points.
And there's a 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10-point shot in each one of the disciplines.
And what's new with this book of shots that hasn't been done before is that for each point discipline shot that you have a choice of 3 different shots for that particular point. So it makes it pleasing to the crowd. It makes it also, when you get into playoffs, you have a lot more shots that you can pull out and play against your opponent. So this particular shot book is a lot more expanded, and it seems to be...
One of the things I like about it is, and I've been doing the sport since 2004, but I see it if you brought a new player into the mix, and he's got 120 shots to learn. If he sees that he can make at least one of each one of these shots, a 6-point, 7-point, and on, he's going to be a little more comfortable his first time in front of a crowd.
Absolutely.
Because it's not like a regular 8-ball and 9-ball match.
Right.
Where all you're shooting is a table. You actually have some crowd interaction, which can be more fun than the tournament, at least for myself.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better parts of our sport. People cheer people on. They're coming up for their third attempt, and you get people in the crowd just, come on, you can do it, and it's really great to see that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure some 9-ballers that are down on a 9-ball shot wouldn't appreciate being cheered on to make that ball.
Probably not. Probably not. You know, and we heckle each other. You know.
Oh yeah.
We welcome it. At least I do.
Yes, most players do.
We've got some high jump records too.
Yeah.
Tom Rossman, I think he's got the high jump in the room.
I think he actually one time jumped and clocked Mike Masse in the chin, I believe.
He might have. I'm sure it was
And that's
not
a
on
height.
it
The
wasn't
height.
on purpose.
Oh no, definitely not. He was jumping, and Mike Masse was trying to hug him, and it was a collision. But that's pretty tall, actually, because Mike Masse is a very tall man.
Yes. And we wish Mike all the best. The gentleman's done everything he can do in the pool world. He's a great ambassador for the sport. He's done trick shots,
9-ball.
snooker, 9-ball, 8-ball.
Yeah.
You know,
Plays billiards. A couple years ago at Derby City, he got into a couple billiard mini tournaments. I mean, he's definitely an all-around player.
And the funny thing is he was downstairs earlier this weekend,
Yeah.
and he played in one of the tournaments on a little 7-foot table.
Did he really?
I mean, can you imagine coming to a match, and you get to the table, and you're ready to flip the coin, and all of a sudden, Mike Masse walks up to the table, and you go, yeah.
Yeah. It's very funny. I mean, like, he's the gentleman that gave me my nickname, the First Lady of Trick Shots.
Yep.
So every time I see him, he looks around and he goes, "This is the First Lady of Trick Shots. Do you know who she is? I gave her my nickname." He's awesome. I love him to death.
And Stacy's actually the only world-ranked player that is of the female persuasion.
Yes,
put it that
absolutely.
way. And so we enjoy having Stacy at our tournaments, and she's behind the scenes this weekend, and I know she'd really like to be playing in the tournament.
Yes, I would like to be playing. But sometimes things just don't work out. I enjoy running the tournaments a lot, though. Most of these players are just very laid back, and something happens, we just move on. We should be normally playing the actual tournament matches on 3 tables. We only got 2. We adjust.
Exactly.
So it's been pretty fun.
So, Coach, come to the table. This is a neat little masse. I call this like a swipe masse because most people don't realize that if you watch ESPN, you watch it real close. When they actually hit this shot, they come down on the cue ball and move that little ball out of the way that's in the way of the cue ball with the stick of their cue. And the really good players can do it. You won't even notice it. And then the cue ball goes down and actually masses past the blocking ball there. What it is, it's a ball's width away from the rail plus 1 chalk. So
you have a little wiggle room, not much.
You got about 3 1/4, 3.5 inches there, and that's not much when you're considering that you're trying to send a cue ball that's got a tremendous amount of spin on it through that little gap and down the rail.
And the shot was made harder for this tournament. The blocker ball's only a diamond away from the rack now.
Right.
And that's made the shot a pretty much harder shot, but
a lot of things I have trouble with this shot is sometimes when I sweep the cue, after I hit the cue ball, sometimes I'll sweep it into the blocking ball.
Right.
Or the cue ball, because I tend to hit it just a tad harder than most people.
Jumps.
It jumps a little bit.
Do a small little jump masse for this shot.
I could probably jump over the blocking ball and probably make that
you
ball.
You probably could, actually. I would. Jason is one of the best jump masse artists I've seen.
I don't know. I just hit it hard and pocket gets in the way.
Yeah.
It's one of Tom's.
Yeah, we were at a pool hall, and the jump out of the rack masse. This pool hall owner was like, "Oh, you can make that shot," and so we always give each other grief, but we were like, jumped right on it, and we're like, actually, he can get it to the end of the table, not touch the long rail, barely, and get it back and make this ball in the corner.
I remember this.
And the room owner was like, "What?" And Jason's looking at us, because normally when you do that shot, you get it up about halfway up the table, not all the way to the end rail. And if it touches the end rail, it's no good. So Jason's like, "Okay, I got this." And he did. He came probably like an inch away from that short rail and zipped it straight back to the other corner. was a beautiful shot. We were all like,
Once in a while, you know, when you see one of those artistic pool shots come up in a game, you know, or if, you know, you're calling a shot and all of a sudden it's nothing but net when you make
Yeah.
it. It's just like, oh yeah, I know how to do that. You know, and you think you're back in mind, oh my gosh, I just did that.
yeah.
You know, and the first time you make one of the artistic pool shots when you're practicing for these tournaments,
Oh.
I mean, it's just unreal. It's like,
There's
hey,
just nothing better.
look at this, look at this.
Some of these shots really take some practice. Even if you have a great, fantastic stroke, some of these shots you still need to hit. And boy, there is. People ask me all the time, like, what makes me like trick shots so much? But there is seriously nothing that feels like when you hit that trick shot that you've been practicing and you hit it for the first time.
Andy Siegel setting up the same Masse shot out of the cluster. And we will continue on with the Masse category. And we thank Stacy Mendrick for joining us in the
Thanks,
booth. Thank you
Jason.
so much. So we'll let her get back to what she's doing. And I think she's going to go over to our other table and probably finish watching her husband, Stefan
Yes.
Mendrick, and see if Stefan can slide into the finals here.
Boy, we're hoping
into the
anyway.
playoffs. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jason.
And I wish him luck, but
I know.
I'm right there with him too.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he scores and where I'm at. So
Okay. Have a great time,
I got mixed
everybody.
emotions. Okay. If you're just joining us back, Andy Siegel was successful on the third attempt. That was worth 7 points for Andy. So he's at 39 points right now in the jump and masse category. Jim, the General Glanville, coming to the table in for his 9-point masse shot. This is a jump masse shot. He's attempting to jump the cue ball out of the rack and draw it back and make a ball in the corner pocket. So we'll see if Jim's going to be successful. Not on the second attempt. Third attempt coming up for Jim Glanville. No score. He currently sits at 36 points with one masse shot to go. And Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Glanville coming to the table for his last attempt in just a few minutes. Andy Siegel coming to the table, looking at his Masse shot. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Andy Siegel coming to the table. And Andy is actually working on a 10-point shot for him. This is a neat little Masse shot. What Andy's going to do is he's going to line up a bunch of balls down the center of the table. He's frozen to a ball by the side pocket. He'll pocket the ball on the side, go out and around the 7, and draw back with a Masse stroke to pocket a ball in the corner pocket. First attempt worth 10 points. Andy Siegel coming up on his first attempt on this Masse shot. Looks good. Oh. Andy's second attempt coming up. This will be worth 9 points for a successful attempt. Andy Siegel coming up on his next Masse. This is not the Mingue Masse. This is a little bit different. The chalk Masse would be the one that you're referring to. Andy Siegel, look at this. Oh, little stick English on the end. Takes care of the shot. And Andy was actually set up by the side pocket there, frozen against a ball. And that's a Masse shot. But you'll see Jim Glanville come to the table. They call him the General. And Jim's actually setting up the chalk Masse. We call it the chalk Masse. It's also called the Mingue Masse. He was actually a Frenchman that figured out that you could actually put leather on the end of a cue stick to actually impart spin to make a Masse shot. And so what Jim's going to try and do is take that cue ball and slide it out around the chalk cube and Masse down the table to make the second, make the ball down there in the corner pocket. Okay. Second attempt coming up for Jim Glanville. From Andy's body position, I would have probably thought from our camera angle that it was the Mingay Masse also. So here we go, Jim Glanville on second attempt here. Third attempt for the General. Having a great tournament so far. Actually, Jim is one stroke away from the playoffs, I believe. This may actually determine if this gentleman makes the playoffs or not. No score on that attempt for Jim Glanville. And so Jim sits at 36 total points. Coach coming to the table, sitting at 29 points. And looking at his last Masse here in the preliminary rounds. And I just found out with the little birdie that told me for my second time in my artistic pool career, I've actually made the playoffs. So whoo-hoo. Little shout out about that. I'd like to thank McDermott Hughes, my sponsor, for helping me getting the equipment together to actually make that happen this weekend. Didn't know if it was going to happen. I was having a lackluster tournament up till the Jumpin' Masse, and made 9 out of 10 shots, and made something happen. So you never know in these tournaments, especially with artistic pool, that anything can happen. So like 9-ball and like 8-ball, if you're down in a match, you just keep swinging. So the same thing in artistic pool. Even if you're down a little bit at the start of the tournament, you just keep swinging. Coach is making his new shots. He's shooting his 6-foot table shot. No, 29 points total for Coach in the Jumpin' Masse categories. And we'll see if that... I believe that's going to do it, actually, for our Jumpin' Masse categories. We're going to round down the scores one more time. Okay, Andy Siegel, Coach, is actually 29 points. Jim Glanville, is at 36 points. And current number 1 player in the world, Andy Siegel, 39 points. Our next round is going to be at 3:30. So we're going to update that for you, so you have that information. And once again, thank you for joining us here at the 2010 Artistic Pool Masters here in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. And we're going to thank some of our sponsors while we've got a few seconds of break. In about 1 hour, we'll be back here. We're going to leave the camera on for the stream table for you.
First off, these tables are a one-piece slate. And when we level these tables, first we have to level the legs. So inside the legs there's a slot, and the legs are hollow. We reach in with a wrench and we spin a nut and we push a wooden block out of the bottom of the table to get all 4 legs the same height as each other. And once they're all the same height, then each rail section has 3 wedges built in underneath the slate. And that's what I'm doing right now, is adjusting the wedge to the socket wrench. I can reach a nut underneath the screw of the table. We can level the slate with the top on the table with all the weight on it. Okay? Most pool tables, you level the slate before you put the top, put the cloth on there. And then when you put the top on there, it's so heavy you clamp it down and you're crushing the slate back down. Then all that work to get level and the slate's gone, and you have to level it even some more after you finish. So we put the whole table together first, and we level it after we're finished building the table. First off, these tables are a one-piece slate. And when we level these tables, first we have to level the legs. So inside the legs there's a slot, and the legs are hollow. And we reach in with a wrench and we spin a nut and we push a wooden block out of the bottom of the table to get all four legs the same height as each other. And once they're all the same height, then each rail section has 3 wedges built in underneath the slate. And that's what I'm doing right now, is adjusting the wedge to the socket wrench. I can reach a nut underneath the screw of the table. We can level the slate with the top on the table with all the weight on it. Okay? Most pool tables, you level the slate before you put the top, put the cloth on there. And then when you put the top on there, it's so heavy you clamp it down and you're crushing the slate back down. Then all that work to get level and the slate's gone, and you have to level it even some more after you finish. So we put the whole table together first, and we level it after we're finished building the table.
Since 1975, McDermott Cue has consistently raised the performance standards for what billiard players expect from a high-performance cue. Introducing the highest evolution in shaft technology. Our new G-Core shaft features a triple-layer design which reduces vibration and minimizes shaft distortion. The patented Intimidator iShaft series incorporates a full-length carbon fiber core that results in the most radical consistent shaft on the market, from our ball-breaking big boy shaft to the surgical precise I3 shaft. McDermott Cue. Hardcore performance for hardcore players.
Alex Pagalion.
Hello.
How are you doing today, Alex?
I'm good, but I'm tired. Been playing a lot of pool.
Takes a lot out of you to beat Efren Reyes, Darren Appleton, Shane Van Boning.
Yeah,
all in the one
it takes
pocket.
a lot of me because this game you gotta think a lot, and I don't think at all.
Well, we know that.
It just counted.
Yeah, but I'm having a lot of fun.
How are you doing? You did good in the banks, except for I heard you like dog the ball straight in or something like that to like get a lot of, is that true?
Yeah, I was playing good the whole time, and I did really good, and I don't know how. In my last match, and I realized, oh my God, I'm about to come close to this tournament. Then I start dogging it,
Right.
as usual.
Well, they're down to the last 6 players, and you're still in the one pocket. Correct?
Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah,
to.
how is that possible?
I don't know. I've been going to church lately, you know.
Right.
So maybe that's it.
That could be it.
Yeah.
So then, I just watched your last match. You played very good. You beat some nobody from Ohio, was it?
Oh, I think he's the best pool
Ryan?
player. He's the best pool player in his family, man.
Yeah,
You talking
He
about
told me
Ryan
that
Stone?
earlier.
Huh? No, he beat someone else.
Yeah,
It
he's
was
a
a-
good player.
Who did you beat?
I don't know, but he's a really good pool player because I saw him run 3 balls, ball in hand. He's really good. Serious.
Yeah, in Ecuador. So do you have a chance at all for the all-around, or?
I have a really good chance.
But no one with your mind thought that, like when you're finally able to get there, knowing that you have a chance, you tend to dog it a lot, like you said. So
Yeah,
are you
thanks
gonna,
for
like, use the
reminding me.
9-ball? Are you
Aaron,
really
thanks for
screwed in the
reminding me.
9-ball?
Especially when it comes to picking cards.
Yeah, I'm good at that. I can't even beat 4. But how many numbers is that? 13 numbers, can't beat 4.
Just to let you know, Efren drew the 2 buys today in the one pocket in the 8th round and the 10th round. And last year, Alex kept drawing Efren with
Yeah.
the cards. They pick cards to see who plays each other. And you got lucky to play Efren twice.
Yeah, that asshole. He beat me like a redheaded stepchild last year.
Hey, well, that's the Iron Man you're talking about.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
Oh, ew. Oh, yeah, but he's always pleasure to play that guy because he learned a lot of shot and he's the best. In my mind, he is.
Well, tomorrow night, Francisco Bustamante is set to play Shane Van Boning, race at 39 ball. Who do you like in that match?
Well, I gotta say I like Bustamante.
You better like that the people in your mother country watching would be
No
very
kidding.
Yeah.
If I pick Shane Van Boeing, Bustamante might kick my ass.
But Rachel and I really know that you're going to be betting on Shane. You just can't say it on the show.
Of course, you know. Me and Bustamante, we go way back.
Behind the lights.
Yeah. But I still like Bustamante at that game because Bustamante is more experienced, he knows about the game more, and well, he's old, but.
So when he's sitting in the chair while Shane's running rags on him, his experience is going to help him out. That's what you're saying.
Of course, yeah. It's different. You don't know. Maybe you know. When you playing good players, you guys both shoot good, and it's gonna be a different player. Like Shane, he's been winning a lot, but he's been winning a lot of gambling too. But he's not playing really. That guy can compete, you know.
Well, you played both Efren and Shane in the one pocket, and the way they're matching up in one pocket is Efren giving Shane 9-7. Who do you like in that match with Efren? And
by far, I like Efren.
Just giving up 2 balls, it's not enough for Shane.
Yeah, I think 10-7 is not enough for Shane.
Wow.
No, because I might need that 10-7 off Efren.
Right.
That guy, he's not human. I'm telling you. The way he thinks, seriously, he's like Einstein, that pool table over there.
Hence the name Magician. Yeah.
Or the Iron Man.
He don't
And probably from all them grasshoppers you guys eat over in the
no,
Philippines.
we eat some ants too once in a while.
He says that.
Fried ants.
He says that, but he beat him in the tournament. You lost to Charlie Williams today, and then you go and beat Efren.
Yeah, I beat Efren. That's maybe I beat him 1 out of 35, so it's not.
Hi, I'm Katie Witham for Inside Pool Extreme News. We're here at the 2010 Super Billiard Expo. I'm here with Dennis Hatch. How did you do today?
I won, but I didn't play well.
You didn't play well?
No, not at all.
What'd you do wrong?
I just made a few mental errors, missed a few balls, rushed them, shot them too fast, and bad safety play. I played a couple safes and just tried to go like 2 rails and hook him behind the ball, but I left him wide open twice, so he was straight in.
Well, you did something right because you still won, so definitely.
Well, I got lucky.
Yeah.
He missed a few balls, and they went my way.
Okay. And how long have you been playing pool? I'm sure a long time, but how long have you been playing?
I've been playing pool for almost 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you still competing, or are you finished?
What do you mean, in this event?
Yeah, in this
I got to play tonight at 8:30.
So what are your sponsors? How do your fans get a hold of you and support you, and who sponsors you? And
Mike Galassi, Galassi Custom Cues. If you want to go to a website and take a look at his stuff, it's babiesproshop.com. He built me a $20,000 cue. Cue Shark, it's a tip tool, and Diamond Billiard Products. They gave me a table, and I play on it every day. It's the best equipment out there, so those are my sponsors.
All right, thank you. Well, thanks so much for doing the interview, and good luck tonight, and I hope you do well, and I hope you win. Thank you so much. Thank you. For more videos, games, and downloads, go to InsidePoolMag.com.